Welcome back, everyone. Well, today's video, we are in the kitchen and we're going to be doing something that, in my opinion, really stinks, but it's a good way. So, like I say, let's get started. Let's jump right into this video. So, just to start though, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. So, what are we talking about today? Well, as I'm trying to do this channel, I'm trying to get back to doing things on a simpler basis. Things like, doing your own gardening, growing your own vegetables, canning, things like that. And I came across one suggestion, and I know there's probably a lot of stuff out there on this one, but I thought I'd give it a try. And what it is making your own starter, your own sourdough starter. Now, I just took the lid off of this. I didn't have the lid on here tight. But I got these jars from our local dollar store. Now, I know this looks like a big jar for the amount that's in here, but you have to remember one thing, that as you're doing this stuff is going to expand, and it's already grown from where I've started it about 2 days ago. And well, it's got that yeasty smell, which is what it's supposed to have. But what I've done is I've used the bigger jars. I cleaned them out. Like I said, I went to the dollar store, got two of the bigger jars like this. And when we did this, we cleaned the jars and everything. And we did this on, now normally you can do this like on a 1 cup flour to a half a cup of water. But I did this using a half a cup of flour and a quarter cup of water. And the only reason why I did it smaller is because I don't need a lot of this starter dough, but I'd like to do things like make homemade biscuits, maybe like pizza crust bread, things like that. So this little bit like this will be more than plenty. So what I did is I took our half a cup of flour, 1/4 cup of water, and I put it in the jar here, mixed it really well with a fork, got it all incorporated and everything. And I've let this sit now for 2 days. And it's doubled in size, and all I did is I put it on our counter, warm spot, and I didn't even screw the lid on tight. All I did was just set the lid on it, just like that. I let it sit on the counter for 2 days. After 2 days, I know it's going to be kind of hard to see on the video, but I'll kind of explain it here. What you get is you get the doubling in size, but you're also beginning to notice little bubbles, that are starting to form. And that's the yeast building in here and everything. So now it's time, after the 2 days here of this resting, it gets to the point now where it's time to feed this. And I'm going to have to feed this every day. And then hopefully by next week, we'll have a really good starter here that we can start doing maybe I say, like biscuits, bread, thing like that. We can start doing videos on that kind of stuff. But to feed this today, since this was only 1/4 of a cup. Now normally you would remove about, I believe, I was always told, this is just my way, but I was always told you remove about half of the starter in here before you put your next feeding in here. But since we've only got 1/4 of a half a cup in here, we're gonna make this a full cup, and then next time we'll take it down or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I have right here, I have just my half a cup of flour. So we're gonna put that into the jar, and then I have 1/4 cup of water. And this is just regular tap water. I know there's a lot of people that say don't use tap water because of the stuff that's in it, like the chemicals and all that. But I find that it gives it really good flavor. And to me, it depends on your water. If you want to use bottled water or distilled water, that's fine too. But I just find that like I say, to me, it doesn't make that big of a difference. I mean, at least in my opinion, it doesn't make that big of a difference as to what kind of water you use and everything. But I'll just kind of show everybody. Now, what I did was I just took my fork and I mixed it. But you can see we're already getting that elasticity, what you know what I'm trying to say, elasticity in here, and just kind of you hear the bubbles popping, the releasing and all that. So we're gonna feed, we're gonna give it this next feeding here, and basically I just scrape this off the fork. Put it back in here, and then let me get rid of this, and I'll be right back. All right, so we just had to throw the fork in the thing, but we got it all fed. It's all in here. It's looking. Let me see if you can see that how it looks, but that's how it looks right now. Trying to see so you can see it, but that's how it looks. And like I say, this is already doubled in size. And now every day I'm gonna take like half of this out and get rid of it, just discard it. And I'm gonna end up putting another 3/4 cup of flour and 1/4 cup of water into the jar. Mix it really good with the fork and get it all mixed up really well. And then, like I say, since it's warm enough in the house, I just put the lid on it like this. I don't screw it on because I don't want the pressure to build up in here as it's creating the yeast and all that and everything. But then what I do is I just put it on my counter, like back in the corner where it's kind of dark and warm, and I just leave it sit there. So then now I have to do that for the next 5 days, and like I say, hopefully by next Wednesday we should have a really bubbly active starter, and I'll be able to show everybody a little bit more on that on the next week's video. But then from there we're gonna try we have like a homemade like a loaf pan, a bread pan. So we're gonna try to make like some homemade sourdough bread, and like I say, some homemade pizza crust, things like that, and we're gonna see how it turns out. So thanks for watching, everyone. And like I say, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember, a simple life is the better life. And take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.